Hello students, today I welcome you to another session of mathematics. In this session today, we are going to learn about factors. Let's see what are factors. But before that, let's understand that what do we mean by a divisor. So, divisor is the number by which we divide the given number. Say for example, in 100 divided by 10, it means we are dividing 100 by 10. So, 10 is a divisor here. And in the second example that we take is when 364 is divided by 45, we get 45 as the divisor. So, what do we calculate? That factor is the other name for divisor. So, if factor is the other name for divisor, a question comes, what is the need to have a factor when we already have a divisor? Let's understand that what is the difference between a divisor and a factor. Here, it means a divisor divides a number exactly and also with remainder. That makes a divisor may have a remainder or may not have a remainder. But a factor divides the number exactly. It means it does not leave any remainder. So, if I take an example, 100 divided by 10 is equal to 10. In this, what do we get? The 10 is the divisor and we don't have any remainder. Let's take another example, which is 367 divided by 45, where we get the quotient as 8 and remainder is 7. Now, what do we see here? That when we divide 367 by 45, I am getting the remainder 7. That makes the divisor of this, which is 45, is the divisor and not the factor. Why not? It is not a factor. 45 is not a factor because we should not have any remainder. And since it has a remainder, so it is a divisor. Whereas 10 is the divisor as well as the factor because it may have a remainder or may not have a remainder. So we can say 10 and 45 are divisors, but 10 is a factor of 100, whereas 45 is not the factor of 367 as it is not dividing 367 exactly. Now let's discuss the various properties of factors. It says that 1 is a factor of every number as it divides any number exactly or without leaving any remainder. Let's take an example. If I have to divide 23 by 1, I get 23. Or if I divide 56 by 1, I get 56. So what does it mean? That every number, when divided by 1, it gets the same number without leaving any remainder. So 1 is a factor of every number. Now, let's see another property of factor which says 44 when divided by 44 I get 1, right? Similarly, on dividing 225 by 225 I get 1. So, 0 is not a factor of any number. Right? Let's see an example where 65 is divided by 0, I get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 and so on. And it will continue till we are tired of dividing it and still it won't stop being divided. So in this case, we say that it's not possible to divide any number by 0. Or what do we get the property as? That every number other than 0 is a factor of itself. Now let's see another property. It says every number other than 1 has at least 2 factors. For example, when I divide 2 by 1, I get 2. Or if I divide 2 by 2, I get 1. So 2 is divisible by 1 and 2. So it has got 2 factors. And which are those 2 factors? 1 and 2. But 1 divided by 1 is 1. So there is no other number by which we can further divide 1, right? So thus 1 is the only number which has only one factor. Now let's see another property of factor which says every non-zero number is a factor of 0. How? Let's take an example to understand it better. When 0 is divided by 1, I get 0. When 0 is divided by 5, I get 0. Similarly, on dividing 0 by 22, I get 0. So, in every case, 0 is being divided exactly. Thus, every number is a factor of 0. Now, let's see another property of factor which says a factor of a number is less than or equal to the number. For example, factors of 4 are 1, 2, 4, and factors of 10 are 1, 2, 5, 10. So what do we see? The largest or the greatest factor that we get is 4. That makes it can be less or equal to the number of which we are finding the factors. So students, these were the various properties of factors which will help you in further understanding the concept of factors. Do take care of yourself. Thank you so much.